Hello, wonderful patrons. Welcome to another month of content. And this month we are going to be focusing on late summer. It's September, and we're obviously technically moving into fall. As you can see, I am trying to be on theme in my attire for you. But like, let's be honest, I think all of my patrons, all of y'all live in Florida. It's hot as out. So this transition from late summer into fall can feel a little spicy for us in Florida. While I know some of my friends and colleagues who live up north are like, oh, the weather is starting to cool off and we're drinking apple cider. And, here we are in hurricane season and it's 8,000 degrees. Interestingly enough, in traditional Chinese medicine, they observe the universe in terms of these five phases, the five elemental forces, and that leaves late summer as its own unique season in traditional Chinese medicine. And the corresponding element is earth, and the corresponding meridians or channels for life force energy or chi or prana in the yogic context are the spleen and the stomach meridians. And I find all of this symbolism and archetypal energies to be really, really fascinating and really, really helpful as we move through the wheel of the year and as we move through the course of our lives, and we return to these different moments throughout the year and that cycle, and we can observe the cycles within ourselves. Now, Ayurvedically, we are still very much in Pitta season. A lot of folks in the Northern Hemisphere, as things progress and the fall equinox occurs next week, which, by the way, totally crazy. How the hell is it the fall equinox next week? I don't know. If you have an answer, please email me and let me know, because I don't know how it's possible. And yet here we are. By the way, I am going to be doing a free live Zoom workshop next Thursday for the fall equinox. And it is thanks to you as a patron that I can do these free events online about every 6 weeks or so that correspond to these moments in the wheel of the year. It's so much fun for me to get to connect with you and get to see you live on Zoom. So I hope you can make it. It's going to be Thursday, September 22nd, which is the actual equinox. So we will be harnessing those energies and cultivating that sense of balance between the light and the darkness, and doing some shadow work and journaling and pranayama, all that good stuff. Anyway, as we transition toward the fall equinox, Ayurvedically, it is considered to be moving toward Vata season. And for us here, uniquely in the subtropical climate of where we live in Florida, we are still very, very much in Pitta season. I'm sure you can observe that here, the heat and the water. Ayurvedically, Pitta is comprised of the elemental forces of water and fire. Whereas from the Chinese medicine perspective, this time of year is correlated to the earth element. And just to throw in one more tradition, astrology, astrologically, this season, at least in Western astrology, it's Virgo season, which corresponds to the earth element. And there is this really fascinating parallelism between Western astrology and Chinese medicine in terms of this time of year and the core qualities or the archetypal energies that are said to be embodied. And I just love that. I think that is so fascinating how in astrology we have Virgo season, which is represented by the image, the symbol of the virgin, which really, aside from any sexual connotation, truly means a woman onto herself, a woman that is wholly herself. And in the imagery, she is holding wheat and it symbolizes the harvest. You know, this is the time where we gather, where we nourish, where we ground. It's a liminal space in many ways where we are transitioning from the heat and the light of summer, Leo season, full on pitta season, the heart energy, that red fire energy in TCM, moving from that, the yang energy toward the yin energy, right? As we move deeper into astrologically, you know, Libra, Scorpio, the darker months, there's less light. The energy becomes more yin in nature. We moved toward different elemental qualities and energies, but here we are in that harvest time, imagistically, energetically, symbolically. Of course, you know that I think symbols and images are so much more meaningful and important than just like mere adjectives or descriptions. They really hold a lot of power and they exist for a reason. They exist because they represent truth. It's usually truth that the ancients have observed for hundreds, in many cases, thousands of years. Traditional Chinese medicine, astrology, and Ayurveda were all cultivated over millennia. And it was from these sages, these wisdom keepers, noticing, paying attention to the world around them, looking up at the stars every night, looking down beneath their feet at the earth below, and seeing how everything is always interconnected and interwoven. And I just love it. And I love getting to follow the wheel of the year with you and give you these little pieces of insight. I hope they're helpful. Please let me know if you like it, because I want to create stuff that you like. I am going to be filming a short yin yoga practice that correlates to this time of year, this late summer energy. And I haven't spoken about the meridians too much. I will do that more in the yin yoga video. So I would love for you to check that out. I'll keep it pretty short. I find that the shorter videos tend to do better. I think that that kind of works for y'all. Again, please let me know. Let me know what you want. So I am happy to create stuff and answer any questions that you may have, if I can, hopefully. If I can't, I'll do some research and do my best. And the yin yoga poses, which are rooted in traditional Chinese medicine, are emphasizing the spleen and the stomach meridians. And so just briefly, they run along the front of the body. They run along the front of the abdomen, down the quadriceps, and down the tops, both the tops of the shins through the tops of the feet, as well as running along the inseams of the calves as well. So any type of stretches for the quadriceps or big old heart openers, back bending type of work that creates a lot of spaciousness, twists as well, can be really wonderful to energize, to bring some attention and some love to these areas of the body where these channels, these meridians are said to exist. And again, I'll get into that more in the next video. I also have a PDF for you that accompanies this little video that basically states probably more articulately what I've been explaining in this video. So check it out. I also included in that video, or in that PDF, a poem by David White. I want to give you a poem every time I give you a PDF. It's kind of like a little gift for opening up a PDF, right? And as well as some outlines of some yin yoga sequences that emphasize the spleen and the stomach meridians, as well as a little breakdown of all of the symbolism of this time of year from those varying perspectives. So, again, I hope that you find this helpful. I hope this brings a little joy and a little bit of insight into your life. I hope that you can do the yin yoga practice with me at some point. Obviously, you can do it any time of year. You don't just have to do it at this particular time of year. I will also be sharing a meditation and a mudra practice that corresponds to these energies, these themes of grounding, rooting, and nourishing. And again, we could probably use that all year round, but it's lovely to really hone in and tune in to what's happening in nature because, as I always say, you are nature. We are nature. So let's tune in to what's going on and observe it and see if that can bring us a little more inner harmony, a little more balance, and a little more happiness. That's, I think, ultimately what it comes down to. So I hope these practices help you, and please check out the PDF. And if you can't join me on Thursday for the fall equinox practice live, though I hope you can make it live if you can. It's so good to practice with you. Then you get the replay too, so you can check that out anytime. Until next time, au revoir, my friends. That was like the worst French accent ever. I'll try that again. Au revoir. Maybe a little better.